At number 10, lying about donations. This is one of the most recent things Amber has been exposed for, and it says a lot about her. She was exposed this year after lying about donations that she allegedly made to 2 charities, and after people found out about it, it just gave people yet another reason to turn on the actress. As some of you may recall, when Johnny and Amber reached a divorce settlement, Johnny was ordered to pay Amber a total of about $7 million. When she received that money, instead of spending it, she claimed that she would split the money and would donate the full amount to 2 charities, the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles and the American Civil Liberties Union. But recently, Johnny Depp has called his ex out for lying about donating the money and claims that she just pocketed most of the money and made a much smaller donation than was promised. Though Johnny's lawyers tried to speak with the ACLU about Amber's donation, they never made a comment, but the Children's Hospital said that the donation that they received from Amber was a total of $100,000 that was much less than the $3.5 million that she was promised. Amber's team responded to Johnny's allegations that Amber pocketed the money, saying that because of her legal drama with her ex-husband, Amber, quote, has been delayed in that goal because Mr. Depp filed a lawsuit against her, and consequently she has been forced to spend millions of dollars defending Mr. Depp's false accusations against her, end quote. It seems like she's once again putting the blame on Johnny for her own actions. At number 9, Johnny's finger. One of the most gruesome stories to have been revealed during Johnny and Amber's court case was the story about how Amber allegedly severed the tip of her partner's finger. As if there was enough violence being thrown around, there is also accusations that Amber was the cause of Johnny's severed finger. During their defamation lawsuit, Johnny claimed that the injury that caused him to lose the tip of his finger was caused by Amber in an incident that happened about a month after they were married, where Amber was throwing glass bottles at Johnny, one of which ended up slicing his finger, severing the tip of it. Now, this was no small injury, and anyone close enough to Johnny would notice that there was something wrong. During a press conference for the film Black Mass in 2015, actress Dakota Johnson noticed that something was wrong with Johnny's finger, and she asked him what happened quietly at their table. When Dakota asked about it, Johnny looked visibly distraught and just laughed it off, but you could tell by the look on her face that she wasn't buying whatever lie Johnny had given her. In a way, Dakota got a glimpse into the terror that Johnny was living, and she was almost given a warning as to what was to come from Amber Heard and the allegations that would soon come out. As a result of his injury, Johnny had to receive multiple surgeries to correct his finger and had also caused him serious harm to his health as he nearly died after contracting MSRA. All of this happened while he was trying to hide everything behind a fake smile that no one was buying. At number 8, audio confession. Back in February last year, the public got its first real glimpse into the terrifying world of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp after the Daily Mail got a hold of audio recordings of Amber, which had the actress admitting to getting physical with Johnny. In the recording, you could hear Amber and Johnny talking about an instance of laying a hand on her husband, in which Heard says, quote, "I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you, I was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched," end quote.
I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
In another part of the audio recording, Johnny admits to Amber that he's scared of her because of how she gets aggressive and physical in some situations. In the recording, Amber also goes on to mock and taunt Johnny, telling him to grow up and stop acting like a baby. The exchanges between the two of them in this recording show the sad truth of their relationship, showing us that it was beyond toxic, and the fact that this was recorded shows that Johnny wanted someone else to hear just how things really were for him. At number 7, dog smuggling. Back in 2015, Amber and Johnny got into some really big trouble after they illegally smuggled their 2 dogs, Pistol and Boo, into Australia. Apparently, they didn't fill out the paperwork to allow their pets entry into the country, and as a result, they were held accountable for their actions. But whose fault was it really? According to sources, Amber was fully aware that bringing her dogs into the country was illegal, but she ignored those warnings and did it anyway. Amber allegedly persuaded Johnny as well as her assistants to help her get her dogs into the country and lie to authorities. Johnny knew what he was doing was wrong, but he still went along with it, and that begs the question of why he agreed to help. Some people believe that Johnny only went along with his wife's request because she had been manipulating him. Following everything we know about how Amber treated Johnny, that doesn't seem like such a far-fetched idea. The fact that she was able to manipulate people into committing a crime she knew was serious shows a lot about Amber's true character, and in a way was a warning sign of Amber's true colors. At number 6, Johnny's career. In years past, Johnny Depp has had a really successful career. He was acting in films alongside some of the biggest names in Hollywood, and many of his films turned out to be huge successes. But later on, after being tied to Amber, the quality of his performances and films started to decline. Many people credited this loss in success to the fact that Johnny was abusing substances, but now we have to take a step back and ask ourselves, why is that, and what that says about Amber. It is said that towards the end of Johnny's run on Pirates of the Caribbean, the actor was given an earpiece so that his lines could be read to him while on set because he was too inebriated to remember his lines himself. For someone to be that out of it, there has to be something seriously wrong, and many people believe that that thing was in fact Amber. Johnny was in so much pain that he had to numb it with substances, and that took a big toll on his work and livelihood. In a way, this was Johnny warning us about how his life was behind closed doors, and it's sad that no one really noticed the severity of what was going on until now. At number 5, deposition. When this whole Amber and Johnny thing blew up, people started looking at the deposition footage more carefully, analyzing every word and every movement. After the world discovered that Amber was the villain in this relationship, going back to look at her deposition clips made things a whole lot clearer. There's a clip in particular that shows Amber trying to describe how Johnny hurt her, and it's honestly kind of painful to watch because it almost looks more like a performance rather than a testimonial. In the video, she's trying to talk about an instance where Johnny got physical with her, but it almost looks like she's trying to play a character, playing it up to look more dramatic. We now know that a lot of her allegations against Johnny aren't true, so this clip kind of helps to paint the picture that she was just making the whole thing up. The fact that she was stuttering and struggling to talk and what was seemed like forced crying just showed that she was just trying to manipulate people into believing her side of the story, which in a way shows us how she was able to brainwash Johnny for that whole time. At number 4, perjury investigation. But speaking of manipulation, Amber was recently exposed for having set up a fake scene to make people believe that Johnny had hurt her, and it goes to show the lengths that she will go to in order to create the narrative that best serves her. Body cam footage from 2016 revealed that Amber wasn't entirely honest about her claims regarding an alleged instance of violence that happened in the couple's home. In her statement, Amber said that her apartment was left in disarray after the incident, but this police footage shows that the apartment wasn't really all that messed up, and it was believed that she gave a false statement and staged the scene. Had this incident been more recent, she could have faced a serious penalty, but since this happened years ago, Amber is able to walk away from these allegations without facing repercussions. The allegations of perjury can serve as a warning of the lengths Amber would go to in order to create an outcome that she wants rather than justice being served. At number 3, secret recording. Similar to the way Amber allegedly staged the scene of the 2016 incident in LA, Amber seemingly attempted to plant evidence in a way as she secretly recorded one of her arguments with Johnny in an attempt to frame him for an outburst. This footage, though it was edited, was first given to the Sun publication in order to paint Johnny as a violent and angry person, but following the trial, the full video has been released, shedding a new light on the situation. Though the original footage showed Johnny in an angered state, this new unedited footage shows Amber almost egging him on. In the video, Amber was seen propping up her phone to record one of their arguments and was seen laughing and smiling at Johnny as he got more and more upset. This was filmed during one of Johnny's hardest moments, as his mom had just passed away a few days before that video was recorded. Though it was Amber's footage and not Johnny's, this could be interpreted as a warning sign about Amber because it showed the public what she was like in real life. We watched as Amber picked a fight just to get footage that she knew she would use later for her own gain, so if that doesn't tell you enough about who she is, then I'm not sure what will. At number 2, body language. There's a clip of one of Johnny's red carpet interviews that shows just how uncomfortable he was around Amber. There have been a few instances of Johnny and Amber's body language telling a frightening story, but this one really speaks volumes. During this interview, Amber is seen standing very closely to her husband, and throughout the time the actor was speaking to the reporter, Johnny seemed to look really uncomfortable and really tense, and was constantly looking over his shoulder. He also sounded shaky and stumbled over his words a lot in that interview as well. Johnny looked genuinely afraid, as if he was anticipating something from Amber, and it's really hard to watch. This was Johnny's way of showing the public that something was wrong, but no one really clued in until much later. And finally, at number 1, I want to go home. By far, one of the biggest warnings we got from Johnny came from yet another red carpet moment during the premiere for Alice Into the Looking Glass. While on the red carpet, Johnny was asked if he had anything to say to his fans.
Globe, do you have a message for your fans right now, Mr. Depp?
I'm scared to death. I'm frightened and I don't know what to do. I'm confused and I want to go home.
And he made a comment that many people interpreted as Johnny just being funny, but now we know that there was a lot more truth in his words. Johnny literally cried out for help and no one took him seriously. He was scared and he was at a very low point in his life and no one came to save him from the nightmare that he was living.
Do you recognize the voices on that tape? Mm-hmm. And who are the people on that tape?
It's Johnny and I.
Okay.
A friend of Johnny Depp, Isaac Baruch, also gave evidence describing photos of injuries to Amber Heard as phony baloney. He says she was trying to extort and blackmail him.
The battle of Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp has been going on for a long time at this point. I mean, it predates the pandemic, and as time goes on, more and more details are emerging that really exposes them both. As of today, though, more information has come out that specifically puts Amber Heard in a very bad light, and we have everything you need to know. This video is going to be a little bit different from most of the top 10 lists that you're used to seeing on this channel, but please let us know down below when it's over if you want to see more videos like this one. Amber Heard made her film debut from a minor role back in 2004 in Friday Night Lights, and from there she worked pretty consistently in Hollywood and landed some bigger roles. Perhaps the biggest one was when she acted alongside Johnny Depp in The Rum Diary. The pair were cast as each other's love interest in the film adaptation of Hunter S. Thompson's novel, although they didn't officially begin dating until 2012 after Depp and his longtime partner Vanessa called it quits. Depp and Heard kept their relationship extremely private until they made their first appearance as a couple at the 7th annual Heaven Gala in January of 2014. And just a few days later, the couple was engaged. After getting married in 2015, their love and joy for each other, though, would be very short-lived. According to Variety, Johnny Depp had suffered a bad hand injury while he was filming Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales in Australia. Although this hand injury wasn't anything like from a dangerous movie stunt, but rather due to an argument that he had with Amber Heard. Then in March of 2015, Depp was reportedly injured again, but this time it was from a massive fight that led to smashed bottles and broken windows. According to reports, this fight led to Depp accidentally slicing off a portion of one of his fingers. Also, I'm speaking a lot about what happened to Johnny Depp in this video because you can't really speak about the truth of Amber Heard without mentioning how she's affected him. Before Amber, Depp was rarely in the press, but as soon as they became a couple, it felt like they were in the news for something every other day. Which, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to piece together that she may have been the catalyst to all of this madness. I mean, in April of 2016, they had to do this really awkward apology video because I guess they violated Australia's biosecurity codes by not declaring the Yorkshire Terriers that she brought into the country. I mean, take a look at this.
Australians are just as unique, both warm and direct. When you disrespect Australian law, they will tell you firmly.
I am truly sorry that Pistol and Boo were not declared.
Now, fast forward to May of 2016, just 15 months after they said I do, and now the once happy couple is getting divorced. Vanity Fair was the first to report on this and said that Heard had cited irreconcilable differences. Not too long after that news broke, though, Amber filed a restraining order against Johnny Depp, claiming that he had harmed her. She then wrote a scathing op-ed piece for the Washington Post after their divorce was finalized, citing that Depp, without, directly naming him, I'll give her that, he had abused her several times in their relationship. This led to Depp suing her and the Post for defamation, as the article generated so much negativity around his name that even Disney dropped him from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Although they still maintain that it was due to them wanting to go in a new direction, but the timing suggests otherwise. The truth about Amber Heard is that she did this because she wanted to generate positive publicity around her name in order to advance her career while simultaneously destroying Johnny Depp's. She even went as far as allegedly painting on bruises for which Depp argued that he was actually the victim. While Amber Heard accused Johnny Depp of domestic violence, the Aquaman star was actually arrested for alleged domestic violence against her former partner photographer Tassia Van Ree in September of 2009. According to TMZ, Heard and Van Ree got into an argument at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, and Heard allegedly struck Van Ree. She was then arrested and booked for misdemeanor domestic violence, but the prosecutor declined to move forward, supposedly because both of these women lived in California. Perhaps one of the biggest tells that Amber Heard has completely lost her mind is the fact that before she left Depp's house, she left him a little present. Although she denies it, many people saw the poop that she left on Johnny Depp's bed and immediately blamed Amber for pooping on the sheets. What is this? You know what I mean? Like, she actually blamed her Yorkshire Terrier, but other people are also suggesting that her co-conspirators and friends had a little bit of a role in this one.
It was not left by a 3 or 4 pound dog. I was convinced that it was either Miss Heard herself or one of her cohorts involved in leaving human feces on the bed.
Allegedly, she had been trying to set Depp up for a long time, and in doing so involved two of her friends. Just recently, Johnny Depp's security chief alleged that Amber Heard had actually physically abused Depp throughout their marriage. During the court proceedings, security officer Sean Bett appeared in court and gave his witness statement. In the statement, he said, "Throughout the course of Mr. Depp and Miss Heard's relationship, Miss Heard was verbally and physically abusive towards Mr. Depp," adding that on many occasions I witnessed her shout at Mr. Depp. I was also told by Mr. Depp on multiple occasions that Miss Heard had physically abused him. As for the credibility of this man, he was a former Los Angeles sheriff deputy that worked for Depp for the last decade. According to him, Miss Heard often behaved this way when she had been drinking, so he had to learn quickly to recognize the signs so that he could calm a situation before it escalated. Depp's security was cross-examined by lawyer Sasha Wass, who questioned his claim that he had never seen Heard with the bruises or marks on her face, but had several times witnessed Depp with multiple bruises inflicted by Miss Heard. Even though this is called the truth about Amber Heard, we have to say that some of the details that we just discussed have yet to be officially confirmed, so please do not take all of what I said as gospel, but rather an insight into this toxic relationship that this pair had together. The reason that I assumed Amber may have been the catalyst, as I said earlier, is due to Depp's former romantic partners coming forward to defend him. Both Winona Ryder and Vanessa Paradis said that he never physically, verbally, or otherwise, so it's a bit strange to see all of these sudden accusations coming out against someone that has such a, I don't know, clean track record, for lack of a better expression.
So starting off at number 10, we have Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder very famously dated Johnny Depp in 1989 to 1993, and they had a very public and somewhat messy relationship. But in the end, the two are very fond of each other, and they have such a good relationship that Winona made a point to defend Johnny when Amber was accusing him of horrible things. In a statement, Ryder said, quote, "I understand that it is very important that I speak from my own experience, as I obviously was not there during his marriage to Amber. But from my experience, which was so wildly different, I was absolutely shocked, confused, and upset when I heard the accusations against him. The idea that he is an incredibly violent person is the farthest thing from the Johnny I knew and loved. I cannot wrap my head around these accusations. I truly and honestly only know him as a really good man, an incredibly loving, extremely caring guy who is so very protective of me and the people that he loves, and I felt so very, very safe with him." And even though she made a point to not dismiss Amber's claims, she felt the need to let everyone know that Johnny was nothing but a perfect gentleman in their relationship. In at number 9, Vanessa Paradis. Vanessa Paradis was in a relationship with Depp from 1998 to 2012, and they shared 2 children together. She also made a point to defend Johnny and make it clear this picture Amber was painting of him was false, saying in her statement, quote, "I've known Johnny for more than 25 years and we raised our 2 children together. Through all these years, I've known Johnny to be a kind, attentive, generous, and non-violent person and father." And then referring to the new allegations, she added, quote, "This is nothing like the true Johnny I have known, and from my personal experience of many years, I can say he was never violent or to me." So yet again, another former partner who was brave enough to say the truth about Johnny, even though I'm sure at the time she got tons of hate for going against a fellow woman. And at number 8, Sia. Sia's statements in support of Johnny are the most recent on this list, but out of seemingly nowhere, the singer came out on Twitter to address her support for Depp. She started by tweeting out a video showing the leaked audio recordings of Amber Heard talking about how she had lost it on Johnny in the past. Then she made her support even clearer, tweeting out, quote, "Just showing my public support for Johnny Depp. I mean, I'd love him to get clean and stop with the jewelry, but he's clearly the victim after hearing those tapes." But Sia wasn't even done, and she finished off her support by calling out Amber Heard's former boyfriend, Elon Musk. Writing, quote, "Also at Elon Musk, didn't you give her the $7 million she donated from her settlement? She still came out $7 million richer. Why are you protecting her? She will never get the help she needs if we all stay silent." So clearly Sia is very opinionated on the matter and wants to see Amber Heard brought to justice. And really, you can't blame her at this point. In at number 7, Alysson Paradis. The Paradis family is very clearly a big fan of Johnny Depp because Vanessa Paradis' sister Alysson also made a point to defend Johnny. She showed her support in the form of an Instagram post, posting a picture of what looks to be the 2 of them together, then writing in the caption, quote, "You are and always will be family to me. You are one of the funniest and most loving people I know. And it's not always a given for your in-laws to like you, so the fact that they are going out of their way to defend Johnny like this is really huge in my eyes." In at number 6, Lily Rose Depp. And of course, his daughter Lily Rose Depp made a point to defend her father against the claims. She first posted a screenshot of an article from People, which showed that the LAPD had been to the couple's house after Amber called them, but they didn't find any proof that Depp had caused any harm, so no charges were pressed. With a statement reading in part, quote, "There was no evidence of any crime. A crime did not occur, so the officers left the scene and left a business card." Then she posted a photo of her and her dad back when she was just a baby, captioning the photo, quote, "My dad is the sweetest, most loving person I know. He's been nothing but a wonderful father to my little brother and I. And everyone who knows him would say the same." So here it is very clear that she supports her father and wants everyone to know that at that point there was no proof of anything other than what Amber had said happened. Halfway number 5, Laura Wasser. Laura Wasser is Johnny Depp's attorney, and of course it's her job to protect and defend Johnny, so she would make statements in support of him. But in one statement where she spoke of the case, she said that Heard was, quote, "attempting to secure a premature financial resolution by alleging abuse." Adding, quote, "Her current application for a temporary restraining order, along with her financial requests, appears to be in response to the negative media attention she received earlier this week after filing for divorce. Yet Johnny cannot protect himself or Amber from media scrutiny, and Amber's anger certainly cannot drive this dissolution proceeding." Continuing that Amber doesn't need any of Johnny's money because she's a successful actress and should have had plenty of money of her own. With Wasser adding that Heard took advantage of Depp at an emotional time, as his mother had only died 3 days before Heard filed for divorce. So here Wasser is trying to make it clear that Heard has bad intentions and not only wants to exploit Johnny for money, but wants control of her press narrative as well, which I think perfectly shows, the kind of person that Amber is. In at number 4, Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany is an actor who has worked alongside Johnny Depp in 3 movies in the past: Transcendence, The Tourist, and Mordecai. And because of all the times the two have worked together, Bettany figures he was a good person to be a character witness of Depp's. Bettany showed his support on Twitter, writing, quote, "Known Johnny Depp for years and through several relationships. He's the sweetest, kindest, gentlest man I've ever known. Just saying." With most of the replies under the tweet thanking him for speaking out and commenting that he was right now that the news came out that leaked audio recordings showed that Amber had hurt Johnny before. And at number 3, David Yates. Johnny Depp was announced as playing Grindelwald in the sequel film Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. And after the announcement, there were cries to exclude him from the film and recast, after reports surfaced of Amber Heard's accusations. But after much deliberation, the director David Yates and other studio executives made the decision to keep him in the film. And after some backlash, Yates himself came out with a statement on the matter. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Yates said, quote, "Amber's claims were one person who took a pop at him and claimed something. Whatever accusation was out there, it doesn't tally with the kind of human being I've been working with." So clearly here, Yates felt that the accusations were false from the get-go. And at number 2, J.K. Rowling. In the same context as Yates, J.K. Rowling also had to make a public statement after her and the other studio executives made the decision to keep him in the film. According to the statement, after claims were made about Depp, it was considered that the studio recast him. But Rowling implied that the fans might not know the full story on the matter, implying that Amber was hiding things. Saying in the statement, quote, "For me personally, the inability to speak openly to fans about this issue has been difficult, frustrating, and at times painful. However, the agreements that have been put in place to protect the privacy of 2 people, both of whom have expressed a desire to get on with their lives, must be respected. Based on our understanding of the circumstances, the filmmakers and I are not only comfortable sticking with our original casting, but are genuinely happy to have Johnny playing a major character in the movies." So clearly there, Rowling felt that she knew the truth and stuck to her guns. And finally, number 1, Laura Devanere. Laura Devanere is an interior decorator to many stars, so it's safe to say she's seen celebrities in their truest lights. And even though she's a former friend of Amber Heard's, she did the right thing and made a statement against her in court for the defense of Johnny. In it, Devanere claims that she didn't see Amber Heard's bruises after an alleged fight between her and Depp on May 21st of 2016. And even though Amber tried to release a recording making the statement look false, Johnny's lawyers included an email from after the recordings saying again that Devanere had never seen bruises on Amber's body. And although the timeline of events can be pretty confusing, since Devanere has continued stating that she never saw the bruises, this pokes more holes in Amber's story and clearly proves that she lied. In at number 10, lied about donating. This one just proves what a liar she really is. In the couple's original divorce settlement from 2017, she won $7 million from Johnny.
but she decided to put the money to good use and pledged to donate all of the money to the American Civil Liberties Union and the Children's Hospital of LA. However, in March of 2021, it was exposed that she never actually donated any of the money. But honestly, who's really surprised at this point? Sources close to Depp told Page 6, quote, "The judge thought she was this wonderful human being standing up for mankind because of her supposed generosity, but she was lying on her ass about the donations." The judge reacted to this news by saying the donation claim was a calculated and manipulative lie. However, Amber's lawyers claimed that she didn't lie and had given the money, just not all of it. I'm not sure why Amber would need over 3 years to give that money away if she was really planning to. And at number 9, stolen story. One of the biggest bombshell allegations against Amber in the course of her divorce has been the accusation that she stole her assault story from her assistant. And she played the story off as her own so she could exploit it for financial gain in the divorce. Heard's former personal assistant testified to the UK High Court that her assault story was used by Amber in Amber's depositions against Depp. The assistant, named Kate James, testified that she told Amber the story in confidence of a horrible incident that happened to her in Brazil that traumatized her. Kate James said on the record, quote, "Amber referred directly to a violent incident that occurred to me 26 years ago, and she twisted it into her own story and she used it for her own use." Adding, "This of course caused me extreme distress and outrage that she would dare to attempt to use the most harrowing experience in my life as her own narrative." And at number 8, leaked phone call. Probably the biggest bombshell over the course of the divorce were these leaked phone calls between Johnny and Amber. In these phone calls, Amber admitted to hitting Johnny Depp. In the call, Heard said, quote, "I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. I was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched." Adding, quote, "I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you." Depp replied, quote, "I left last night. Honestly, I swear to you because I just couldn't take the idea of more physicality, more physical harm on each other." Heard finished off saying that she couldn't promise that she wouldn't get physical again. Adding, quote, "God, I effing get so mad I lose it." So in this call, Amber not only admits to harming Johnny Depp, but she also tried to victim blame him and tell him that she didn't even hit him that hard. Just very manipulative words. And at number 7, ex's support. Back when Amber first made her claims against Johnny, a few of his ex-partners came forward defending Johnny and denying accusations that he got physical with them. 2 of the women were Winona Ryder and Alysson Paradis. Ryder wrote, quote, "The idea that he's an incredibly violent person is the farthest thing from the Johnny I knew and loved. I cannot wrap my head around these accusations," with her saying that she never knew him to be violent to anyone. She finished off adding, quote, "I don't want to call anyone a liar, but from my experience of Johnny, it's impossible to believe that such horrific allegations are true. I find it extremely upsetting, knowing him as I do." Paradis backed up these sentiments, and she wrote that Heard's accusations are, quote, "nothing like the true Johnny I've known, and from my personal experience of many years, I can say he was never violent or harmful to me." And of course, people can change for the worse. However, Amber is the only person who harmed past partners, not Johnny. And at number 6, pooped in bed, and this is why we call her Amber Turd. This one is straight up disgusting, but the couple's housekeeper exposed that Amber Heard pooped in their bed while Heard was with Johnny Depp. Housekeeper Hilda Vargas said in a written statement that she found the feces and knew they were human. Vargas added that after she told this to Johnny, Amber Heard approached her and told her the poop photos had destroyed her marriage. The housekeeper said she apologized to Amber, adding, quote, "I was very nervous and so I apologized, even though I didn't believe that their marital problems were my fault or that I had done anything wrong." The housekeeper finished off saying, quote, "She's a bad temper in my opinion, and I didn't want her to yell at me." So even the housekeeper knew what a bad temper that Amber had during that relationship. Halfway at number 5, investigated for perjury. So this one's actually very recent, and on May 7th of 2021, it was reported that Amber is now being investigated by the LAPD for perjury. This is related to an alleged fight that took place in 2016, where Amber claimed that Johnny trashed their apartment in a fit of rage. New body camera footage from LAPD officers that arrived at their apartment that night shows that the apartment was not trashed at all. Depp's lawyer said in a statement on the matter, quote, "Amber Heard and her friend Rocky Pennington staged the May 2nd crime scene to prove the allegation against Johnny Depp," adding, quote, "The crime scene was an enormous lie. This is the night that allegedly Johnny threw a phone in Amber's face and left a bruise." Amber also claimed that he threw red wine all over their walls and rug. During depositions, the officers claimed that they saw no evidence of a crime committed that night. and now this body camera footage proves that. In at number 4, Aquaman 2. Over the course of the divorce and libel trial, petition signatures have been racking up to demand that Amber Heard get cut from Aquaman 2. Cries for her firing got even louder after Depp was cut from a number of projects following her allegations. As of now, the petition has 1.8 million signatures. In the description of the petition, there are many examples of the lies that Amber has told over the years, and the organizers believe that there should be repercussions for all of Amber's documented lies. The franchise recently revealed that they were keeping Amber on the project, which got tons of backlash. And if Amber really cared about what people thought of her, she'd do the right thing and step down from the project. In at number 3, Johnny's severed finger. This is yet another case of Amber being the violent one, and Depp has claimed that Amber is the reason for his severed finger. He alleged that the incident happened about a month after they were married, when Amber was throwing glass bottles at Johnny. Apparently, one of the bottles was broken and sliced his finger right off. This fight was apparently caused because Johnny wanted her to sign a post-nuptial agreement. As a result of this injury, Johnny had to receive multiple surgeries to correct the severed finger, and even contracted a serious and painful illness because of it. And at number 2, told assistant to lie. Johnny Depp's former estate manager has testified that he lied under oath because Amber Heard forced him to do so, or he would lose his job. This was after Amber was charged with bringing her dogs to Australia illegally and not abiding by the country's restrictions on animal travel. Kevin Murphy, the estate manager, said that during the trial, quote, Amber wanted me to say essentially that it was my fault in one way or another, that the paperwork wasn't completed so that I could take the blame for her. Murphy's statement claimed that Heard said to him, quote, I want your help on this. I wouldn't want you to have a problem with your job. After being pressured into it, Murphy decided to lie under oath to not get in trouble with Amber. Amber was able to escape a conviction for the decision after she publicly apologized for the mistake. And finally, at number 1, Amber's parents took Johnny's side. I honestly think this should be all the proof that anyone needs that Amber is lying about almost everything. Leaked text messages between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's parents show her parents basically siding with him in the divorce and admitting that Amber's motives are totally a lie. In the long string of messages between Johnny and Paige Heard, Johnny expresses his frustration and pain with the divorce. Paige texted back saying that the lawyers are the reason all the nastiness is happening, and apparently Amber only filed a restraining order against him so Amber would not be evicted from their apartment. One text from Paige said, quote, her dumb lawyer possibly said it as the only way she would not have a place to live in 30 days. She didn't want to do this, I swear to you. The lawyers are frigging things up. Depp responded saying that the injury photos of Amber's face were doctored and she was creating lies. Paige then replied, quote, we didn't talk so please never bring this up, but I'll swear to you this was not her idea, nor did she do it willingly or happily. She was told it was her only option to not being kicked out. Paige then finished off the conversation saying, quote, please don't pass this on if you ever talk to Amber again. I love you, son. Depp's attorney later told The Blast that these messages clearly proved that extortion was the true reason for the hoax against Johnny, not actual harm.